to follow up the remainder of Craig's, yeah, our invitation generally is to all in Boothby, elected representatives, members, even young people. We're keen to engage as broadly as we can. Thank you, Dennis Shrivel, I hope I got your surname correctly, for sharing a Twitter list of various groups. Mark wanted to know about our website mirroring the Facebook page for those who don't want to participate in the latter. It's a good suggestion. We'll take that on board as much as we can with our limited IT capacities. But I appreciate that, and the inclusiveness is important. We've got some comments that people have provided. What is the longer term plan for transforming the community consultation engaging into political action? It's a good question. We as a group, our focus is at the moment is listening and to compiling, and on the way, because there's some of the voices groups have started with the vision of an independent. That's what they'd like in their community. And there are other voices groups that really are just interested in lifting the quality of citizens' democracy within the current process. They're not looking at necessarily challenging or things of that nature. They really just want to form better relationships with their elected representative. So, and we're genuinely sitting in the middle. We are engaging and we're listening to our community to find out in this electorate where the energy lies for that. And that's a process that is to come in the future. But we can't do that until we've listened, because we're only a small committee. We want to hear the broader views of the community and work with that.
I was going to say, if I were you, John, if I could very quickly, there's more members of the Richmond Football Club than there are of all the political parties combined. So the numbers of people who are members of each of the major parties is reducing rapidly. So presumably that the input to parties is beginning into the hands of a smaller and smaller number of people. So in a way, this is actually creating another way in which politicians, Parliament gets informed of what's going on, rather than just solely relying on the party lens, which is a diminishing number of people who even want to get involved and sign up as a member of a political party. So, I think democracy works on optimism more than anything, really. So you've got to be positive about it rather than just see a declining sense of engagement. I didn't mean that as a joke, but it's sort of a bit ironic, isn't it? That we do need to have faith in our own democracy and to be optimistic about things to make it work.
We do, thank you. I've just there's one kitchen table conversation coming up on the Saturday, the 5th of December, from 3 till 4:30 at Netherby. So those who were interested in wanting to be able to participate, once again, if you just send me a message, if that date works for you, we'll find a way of connecting you up to that one. Some thanks, and thank you very much for that feedback. I agree, media engagement would be vital for need to get messages to the majority of the electorate. Yes. So I guess it will be a working process with the media, because the experience in just last week is that they're only just starting to get their heads around about this new movement, despite the fact it's been, around since 2012. Got a question. Legitimising the process is really important. Think about how you can be super transparent. Could you embed a journo, get them to KTCs? They're welcome, of course. Yes, and so we'll take that on board. And there's a couple of local journalists that have made contact to us, so we'll invite them. It's a good suggestion. So good, I'll make a note of it so I don't forget it. Trevor Jones, when running a kitchen table conversation, it may be a good opportunity for either door knock or leave a flyer in the residents in the local blocks, inviting people to it. Yes, so Dennis, you've talked about the word of mouth. Did you do other processes like, you know, maybe letterboxing a neighbourhood?
No, but we did things like we ran, after the KTC process and after the first election, Voices for Indi got involved in running public seminars. We invite guest speakers to town or to the region, and they might speak in 2 or 3 different locations. Might be around integrity in politics, or, you know, whatever it was, or around issues of mental health or education, but to bring people in to create opportunities for people to hear that within a political context, in a you know, as a citizen, what can you do? Well, how can you participate in actually improving the services or the projects that were existing? So that was one thing. We had a workshop that was called Indi Shares, where it was like a full disclosure of all the things that we've been up to in terms of how it had unfolded, and tried to use that as a way to educate or inform people, create resources in other communities around these processes. We got involved into, I mean, when with the whole idea of consulting with the federal member, in Kathy's first and second term, she was doing quite a lot of on specific issues. She'd set up working parties and groups, like, for example, in the dairying industry, or the water issues and things like that, but have a reference group of 10, 15 people, have a working group that actually develop and help form a policy view that would help Kathy, or a draft policy view that would help Kathy develop a position that reflected what it was that people in our electorate felt important. So the process continued on in other ways apart from just the kitchen table conversation model.
Excellent. Yes. Yeah, and in a way, I see that there's an opportunity for us to listen to what the community is interested in, and then use that as a guidance of how to raise literacy on the issue.
But then the community can become a resource to the politician, to the representative, if they can work together.
Yes. Yeah. So, and that's, I guess, it's genuinely why we are interested in where this can go. Like, I know some people think that you should be, you know, just jumping straight to that end, but we've learned from you how important that listening phase is.
Yep.
We've had,
you have to continue to set up the structures, as I said in my little talk. You've got, if you get someone elected, or if you miss out this time but you keep going in preparation, you can't just say, oh, we listened back then, that's 2 years ago. I mean, you know, it's a dynamic thing. There's always new things coming. It has to be a system. I know people don't want to be out every week, but you've got to set it up so the political person, well, if they are elected, are busy doing that work, the day-to-day work of the electorate, but they have that chance scheduled in on a regular basis, or they have other people convening those and feeding that information to them. It's got to be dynamic. It can't just be, oh, we did that once and now we just, you know, muddle along.
Yes. So I guess, and that's, we can, you know, the only limits of the resources. So those
exactly
who would like to host and come and help us, the potential's there. We'll keep moving on. We've had a suggestion about the 7 habits of very successful people. Is a key message of the importance of understanding others and their point of view first. And like, it's really empowering for me to attend these kitchen table conversations. And thanks to John's suggestion, I'll go and revisit what those 7 habits are. So thank you for that, John. Joe's looking forward to participating and hosting kitchen table conversations, which is fantastic to know.
She was well taught.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I said there's people out there who know me, who I know.
Now there's a kitchen table conversation also coming up in Oaklands Park in the 28th of November. So once again, if that's a date that interests people, once again, get in touch with that. So that was the 5th of December and the 28th of November. 2 that's coming up there. Yep. I think I've covered most of the questions. If there's, I think, I don't see any more coming through. So I think we're done. And we did cover a lot of territories. So, and we've still got 16 people online. So thank you for staying through for the details. And thanks again, Dennis and Felicity Ann. And
You're welcome, John. Thank you.
yes.
Nice to meet you all. Good to be part of it.
Yes. And do stay in touch with us, and because yeah, it's quite a journey, and we're excited that we're doing this at the time when there are groups emerging all over. And the interesting thing about it is we are truly independent of each other. We're inspired by what QandA have done, but we're independent, and we're heading on sort of parallel journeys together.